Hello, beautiful humans, and welcome to today's episode of the Mystics Path podcast, where we're going to be speaking about the Arcturians, so the Arcturian Starseed race. Now, this is an episode I'm super excited to share because my first ever incarnation as a soul was on Arcturus. So this is like my soul origin, the first place that when my soul decided to separate from source and have like an individualistic experience of itself. The first place I chose to incarnate was Arcturus. So this is a fun episode. I'm excited to share. So who are the Arcturians? So the Arcturians are a extremely powerful galactic race, and they are a race that have super advanced technology that we just do not have on the planet right now. And they really are an alliance for humans. They really want to support humans in our evolution and bring through this new technology to the planet so that we can work with this technology as well and evolve as a species. So they are highly evolved beings, and they are from the planet Arcturus. So if you're interested in looking at the astronomy of this, just Google Arcturus and you will see the planet Arcturus. So it's a pretty big planet, and this is where the Arcturian beings live. So the Arcturian beings are known as the architects of consciousness. So they are the ones who work very heavily with light codes, with sacred geometry and frequency. So they are extremely high vibrational beings, and they are different to humans in that they're pretty non-emotional. They don't have emotions like we have. They're lucky. No, I'm joking. They're not lucky. A lot of souls want to come to have this human experience of having emotions because they've never experienced that before. So actually, it's a gift of being a human, is getting to experience emotions. But anyway, they don't experience emotions, so they can't really relate to us on that level of the emotions that we move through and go up and down with as a human, because they are non-emotional beings. So what they look like is they're quite cute, and they look like your classic alien. So they have 2 legs, 2 arms. They are humanoid in nature. And when I say humanoid, it means they have a similar body to humans in that they have 2 legs and 2 arms, because some aliens don't have that. So they have 2 legs, they have 2 arms, they have a torso, and they have a head. So they are humanoid. But they are shorter than humans, and they have an alien head quite similar to the alien emoji that you would see on your phone. However, that alien emoji is more like a grey being, which I will do a podcast on in the future. But the Arcturians, they have a much softer face and a softer energy. Like if you were to experience a grey and an Arcturian standing side by side, their frequency and energy would be very different. So greys tend to be a little bit hold and run, like a darker energy, which can be a little bit scary for us humans, whereas Arcturians have a very high vibrational energy. And this softness is not the right word, but what's coming through is like this sense of trust when you engage with them. So that's what they look like. Classic alien. I've never actually seen an Arcturian because it's so funny. My guides are saying I have, but I don't have conscious awareness of this. So as I said that, my guides were like, that's not true. You have seen an Arcturian. But it's funny, they're literally like showing it to me now. But the way that my third eye, the way I see and perceive things is, it's not like a lot of people who are clairvoyant where they just like see it in their third eye space as like a picture and image. The way that I see things is more further afield. It's quite far in the distance, and it's kind of like put up on a wall. It's like very interesting. Anyway, coming back to the podcast, this is what they look like. So how to know whether you are a Arcturian Starseed. So first of all, let me just say that you can be a starseed from many, 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 many different planets. You don't necessarily just have one starseed origin. And actually, I would say that's probably quite rare just to have one starseed origin. If you are a soul who's been traveling around the universe, it's likely that you will have wanted to have explored many, 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 many different planets. So starseeds generally will have a core or a main energy that they're connected to, but they may have had lives on multiple different planets. So anyway, ways that you could, or clues of being an Arcturian being, is there's this desire to build, be an architect, actually like structurally building things on the planet. But the biggest clue in my experience and from the people who I know have had past lives on Arcturus is that they're quantum healers. So they work with energy in ways that is very, very highly evolved, and they can bring through particular light codes, particular frequencies that can do incredible things like miracle healing energy. So I have actually many of my very close friends, and I'd say spiritual confidants, have all had past lives on Arcturus. And when I find that out, I'm like, of course you've been an Arcturian. Of course, because of the energy that you hold, the frequencies that you bring through, how you connect with energy. So if you are a healer and you know that what you're doing and how you're working with energy is far beyond Reiki, and Reiki's great and amazing, but those of you who are Arcturians will just know how to work with energy in ways that you don't understand because you haven't learned them from anyone. It's not like you've gone to a course and been like, oh, now I know how to channel energy in this way. You just naturally do because of this past life on Arcturus. So one final thing that I wanted to share in this episode is that Arcturus is an incredible planet where there are incredible healers and they work with crystal technology there. So on Arcturus, there are these crystal healing, let's say chambers is the word that's coming through, or pods, or it's almost like what we would call a hospital or like a healing center. So when a soul has completed its incarnation, often they will go to Arcturus before returning back to Source or before going and doing their life review. And they will go to Arcturus to go to these healing chambers and lie on the healing beds and have the Arcturians work on them and restore their light body. And this is especially true for souls that have had an incarnation on Earth, because Earth is pretty tough on our being, on our soul, on our light body. So many souls that have been on Earth, when they pass over, they will go to Arcturus, they will go on into a healing chamber, they will lie on a healing bed, the Arcturians will use crystal technology and they will restore the soul back to its original blueprint before it goes and has its life review and then decides where it's going to incarnate next if it chooses to incarnate. So this is something that I have done in a past lifetime, and one of my girlfriends, when she had a reading, also the same thing. She'd worked in those healing chambers in Arcturus. So that's just another really interesting, well, just something that I find very interesting about Arcturus, that it does hold these healing chambers, almost like midway hospitals that souls visit to restore themselves before doing their end of life review. So that's everything on the Arcturians. Wanted to keep this episode nice and short and sweet and snack size. So if you want to start connecting with your galactic brothers and sisters or interdimensional beings, just know that they want to connect with you too. So you can start connecting with them now. So a way that I find really effective is before going to sleep, just setting the intention, like I want to meet my galactic brothers and sisters. Or I did this once before I went to bed. I was like, I want to return to my soul home. And that night I had this incredible dream where I was standing in front of this crystal palace. It was so beautiful. Just like, that's all I remember, because it was such a high vibration dream that often when we have those dreams, for most of us, when we drop back into our body, the amnesia wipes it really quickly because it is so high vibrational. But that one I do remember, and that was a specific question around like, take me back to one of my soul homes. So you can ask this before you go to sleep. You can also ask this before you drop into seated meditation. You can just ask them to come through and connect with you, bring through wisdom. You can ask to see them. You could drop into a breath work and ask them to come through. So there are many different ways that you can connect with them. And then if you want to go into a deeper experience and a full immersion with this energy of your starseed self, reawakening dormant DNA, healing, and connection with interdimensional beings, cosmic disclosure is coming this year and next year. I am holding an incredible in-person experience in May. It's a starseed retreat. So if you would like to come and explore this energy in person, reawaken more of your gifts, step more into your new earth leadership, then there are a few spots left for that. So I'll pop the link in the show notes if you're interested in that, or drop me a DM on Instagram. All right, loves, we will leave it there. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. This was a very exciting one for me to record. And if you have any questions, you know where I am. All right, loves, that's all for now. Love you.